Oh man, I'm brutal in this one. So you know how in the compile spreadsheet I've included a series tracker, and obviously it was inevitable for me to actually put everything in there and talk to you about it. Boy, is it revealing. Today's goal is to, one, see how many series we have ongoing, and I am going to include all the series that I've ever read, with a couple of exceptions, I think. See how many I still have ongoing, how many I've finished, and then narrow it down, because that is too much already. I can already tell you that is too much. We're gonna DNF some series, I think, and some have been DNF'd for a while now. It's just never been really official, and some maybe we're gonna do today. I don't know what my goal is. Maybe, oh hello, maybe like a third or something. Hey, that is not a scratching post, my guy. Hello. 118 is the number we're working with. 118 series. And you know what? I feel like I've seen some of you guys share the statistics. Like, I know it can be worse because I've seen it worse. But it's still not great, considering that out of that, only 16 were finished. Some of it is not my fault though. Some of it is not my fault. Some of them are ongoing. Some of them are my fault. Because we have that many, I don't think I'm gonna go into like too much of the detail on these series, but I will walk you through each series that I have going on, and we will decide whether keep or DNF. I've also gone and marked what's still available and how many like there are in general, so I can kind of get the idea at a glance. But I'm gonna start from the bottom because I did go through my Goodreads, so if anything's missing from my Goodreads I probably have forgotten it. But I'm gonna start from the bottom, so the oldest to like the most recent one. First we have the Hunger Games, a lovely trilogy that I have finished, so it's one of those 16 ones. Of Ice and Fire, aka Hunger Games, no, aka Throne of no, Game of Thrones, Jesus. Wow. I read 5 out of 6 of those. I'm not gonna DNF this technically, because if it does eventually actually release more books, I will likely continue, but until that point, I'm not gonna bother. So we're gonna keep it. Okay, I'll mark it as a DNF. Sorted. The Call, or the Greyland. This one hurts because it actually left such a lasting impression for me, and now it just kind of hurts because I don't really feel like I want to read the second one. I'm kind of happy with that being like the only one. Realistically, there's a lot of series that would come above that, but I'm gonna put it in a soft DNF currently. The Forgetting. Extremely aptly named because I have forgotten this book and that it existed entirely. I'm very sorry, but it's an absolute DNF. No question in my mind. I don't remember much of it. It's actually The Inertia Trials, which the first book is after Image. I did actually enjoy it. It was quite fun, but at the same time, I'm also just, again, I'm quite happy to leave it like that. I do think it was a fun one, but I'm gonna DNF it. Well, so far we're DNFing everything, which maybe makes sense because these are the oldest ones. If I'm not continued thus far, it's probably for a reason. The Shadow and Bone trilogy, that baby has been DNF'd for a while. I read the first one, had enough, moved on. Then we have A Fire and Stars, this horse book. I am pretty much every animal girly, but a horse girly, I am not. So you, my friend, are joining the DNF pile. The Mortal Instruments, again, read the first one, had enough, kindly moved on. The Is She My Sister, Is She Not My Sister doesn't particularly tickle me in the right spots that I think it was supposed to. That being said, recently I have been getting a bit of a itch to read her like other series because I keep hearing amazing things about it. I just really did not have a good time with the Mortal Instruments, so let me know if you think I would still enjoy it or if you think that is just like a no. Tales from Verenia. This one was an actual shock because I actually thought there's only 2 books, and there's 5. Yeah, 5 books available in that series, and I thought it was a duology, and even then I wasn't sure if the second one was necessary because I actually DNF'd the second one. I loved the first one, it was hilarious at that time. The second one just felt a little bit more of the same, and it didn't do for me. So whilst I wouldn't be too opposed of trying again because I think enough time has passed, if I have to wait a couple of years between each book, that's probably not the best. It's probably not the best of models. Then we have the first one we're actually keeping, but also very low priority, and that is Death Note. I have the black editions. I've read the first one, 6 I think in total tomes, and I do want to get to it, but I just need a little inspiration. I feel like I'm not too drawn to it just now. So we're actually keeping one. One survived. Then we have Skin Books. This was an interesting series about like how your story is tattooed on your body and then you're made into a book after your death. It was actually really interesting, but I don't know if it's been too long now. But I think I'm gonna be putting this in a soft DNF. Then we have Throne of Glass, and that one's actually very difficult. I feel like it could be a fun experiment to try and read it, maybe for a video to give me extra motivation. I have read 2.5. I kind of stopped in the middle of the third one, not really like on purpose, it's one of those things that just kind of happened. I don't know, I don't really feel the need to read those, but I also know it's, you know, a trip and people do really enjoy it. So I don't know, let me know what you think. I'm gonna keep it as a non-DNF for now. Southern Reach, which is by Jeff Vandermeer, which is Annihilation with the movie. I really like the movie, not so much the book. Even in theory should have been extremely catered to my likes, but it didn't quite pan out. I'm going to DNF this one. I don't think I'm going to continue with the series. If there's gonna be more movies, I would gladly watch that. This one was an ancient book club read, and it was finishing school. I think it's a middle grade series, and it's very steampunk. And steampunk is a setting that can work. Like, there's always a setting that can work for me, but it's a setting that has to be excellent for me to work, because steampunk is not my, which is funny because I'm very much into like AI and robotics and stuff, but steampunk, I don't know, it just gives rusty, you know? Honestly say I never ever think about this book ever. So, you know, there's that. Then we have Off to Be a Wizard, and I genuinely did not know this was in a standalone. I don't remember too much about it, but I do remember it was a good time. It was basically this guy from the present. He had some financial difficulties and somehow traveled back in time and then amazed everyone in like medieval times by like knowledge that he had and like a phone. And it was a good time. And honestly, I wouldn't mind rereading and then continuing with this just for like a little fun series on the side. So I'm going to keep this, and I genuinely learned something because I never thought to like check back on the series and see if there's more. Then we have Shades of Magic, a series I've actually finished. Hooray. Then I have another one that I had no idea there's a second one. It's a duology, and again, it's available already. It's called Jacques McCown, but it's the first book is We'll Save Galaxy for Food, and I think the next one's like We'll Save Galaxy for Cash. It was amazingly fun. It was another one that was very similar to the Magic series. It was just kind of silly, goofy mood. I really remember enjoying this, and it was very humorous and also, you know, some social commentary. So I would gladly read the second one. I just did not know it was a thing. But something we are not keeping is the Stalking Jack the Ripper. It actually started off quite promising, and then very swiftly I was okay with being done with the series. I have decided to let the series go. Three Dark Crowns, a quartet, available already. I have read half of it. It has a sense of very original kind of early 2000s YAs, and sometimes there's a time for it, and I'm currently actually reading one and it's not on the list, and it is actually starting a series, so we'll have to kind of add another one. I think I'm okay of letting that one go. I did have a good time as well, but I just don't feel the need to continue either, so we're going to let that one go. Now this one's a hard one because it's Vicious by V. Schwab. I have read the first one. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would because, again, I thought it was one of the series that is going to be like... And it was okay, but it wasn't... Anyway, we have a theme with Schwab's books in this house, and I don't know what to do with it. There's a second one. I'm intrigued, but clearly not enough to prioritize or pick it up. So I really don't know. I need your vote on this one. Should I DNF it or should I continue? It doesn't even have all of the books available yet. I think the third one is supposed to come out at some point in the future. I'm gonna leave it for now, but this is a very close DNF. Then we have the Raven Cycles, a series I finished. Look at me. Same with Illuminate Files. Clearly was a good time for series there. Avatar: The Last Airbender comic bind-ups, and I'm very happy to say I am almost up to date. I only have one that's already out that I need to read. I keep forgetting that I have that, so this is already coming very much in handy. I'm learning a lot about myself and the series, but definitely keeping. excited for more if there is more. If not, happy with what's already out. I'm just excited for the extra content we got from it. Then there's Ready Player One, and I was somewhat excited for Ready Player Two. However, I've not heard amazing things about it, so it's currently very much a DNF until I hear something otherwise that it's worth a read. Currently a DNF though. One of Us is Lying, a series that actually got, I don't know even how I read this, like why. It seems like an interesting choice for me, but I do remember there were some themes that I quite enjoyed having the exploration of. Overall, it was very much unremarkable, and I forgot it very quickly. Again, like the forgetting. I actually did watch the TV series. It was very addictive, and I'm happy to leave it with that. I'm happy to just go with the adaptation, which I know is a sin of a reader, but I'm okay in this. In this case, I'ma be a sinner, because Full Metal Alchemist, I've seen the anime, both versions, multiple times, so it's not like I'm really like, you know, what's gonna happen next? But I will probably still continue reading the manga, so I'm gonna keep this series as an ongoing one. Very low on the priority list though. Percy Jackson, and I am so sorry, I'm going to hurt people now, but I'm going to DNF it. Maybe at some point I will try it again, but it was just like, I just was not that intrigued. I am sorry. The Wicked and the Divine, a comic with such amazing artwork, it literally hurts. And I don't remember what it was, but I just remember not liking it. I'm going to DNF, but if I somehow come across like another issue of it, maybe find it in a library or something, then I probably might give it a go. I remember loving the idea of it, but not quite loving the execution. And that's such a shame because, again, the artwork was amazing. Court of Thorns and Roses, a series that I have finished. Then we have Misfit City, which there's another volume of. I did not know. I might keep this one. Themis Files, another series I finished and is one of my favorite series ever. Now this one's another one that's quite hard. I have a lot of like pros and cons. Con, like I still haven't continued it. Pro is an author that I liked other works of, and it's Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. Again, all of the books are already available, so that's nice. I did enjoy the first one. I didn't like love it as much as Strange the Dreamer, but I did enjoy it, so I don't know whether to do this or prioritize other books. I'm gonna leave it as non-DNF currently, but that's another one that's very close. Six of Crows, and loved it and finished it. Then we have Low Comic, absolutely. Get out. I don't want to see you. I'm okay, thanks. Snot Girl. It was a very, very odd comic, and I like the oddness, and apparently there's another volume now that I did not know was out, and I'm very much going to try and read that. Then we have Sky and Sea, and I had an okay time with the first one, but there's nothing in me that needs a second one. We have Orange, which I did finish. We have Tokyo Ghoul, which I do want to continue, but again, in no rush. This would also be quite close to a DNF, but I think because I do have a couple of issues still like in my library that I've not read, I'm not gonna discontinue it just yet. We have the exact same situation like we did with Villains series, and we have the Monsters of Verity. I've read the first one. The second one is out and it is complete, so I might... but I don't know if I care anymore. I did actually enjoy this when I read it, and my mistake here was to not go directly into the second one, but maybe the second one wasn't out at that point. I just don't know if I care at the moment. I might DNF this one. I might do it. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll DNF it now and maybe un-DNF it if at some point I will feel the pull, but Deadman Wonderland is the exact same story as Tokyo Ghoul, so I'm gonna keep it for now. I read 2 volumes. Empress of a Thousand Skies was another one that was super unremarkable, extremely predictable, beautiful cover, but I'm okay to leave it with like 1 read. The Kingkiller Chronicles. Obviously keeping, obviously hoping, praying, crying, throwing up. Bobbyverse, a series I just feel people don't talk enough about. I love it. I actually want to reread it. I want to source somewhere like hardcover copies or something. I adored this. I did listen to this on audiobook, would highly recommend. Beautiful, beautiful series. The Last Namzara is a book that I gave 1 star, and I think that answers the question. Unlike the other 2 by Schwab, City of Ghost can absolutely go into a DNF. I don't have any hesitations on that one. I do not see myself continuing. Arc of a Scythe, I would actually still want to, I technically actually did DNF the third one, but I would like to give it another go because of how much love I have for Thunderhead, which is the second one in the series. So I'm gonna keep it un-DNF'd, even though technically it's one of the DNFs. Your Name, I read the first volume. I have seen the movie, loved the movie, and I think I'm kind of okay to just have that experience. That's enough. The Extinction Trials, very much similar. It was kind of interesting. Dinosaurs, I know they're cool, like I get it, but it's just one of those things, even with the Jurassic Park, it's just not for me. Like nothing, nothing about that prehistoric era really appeals to me in that sense. That's not to say that they're not good, or that there wouldn't be one that would appeal to me, but the Adventure Zone graphic novels, I think I read the first one, it was fine. I tried to start the second one and I just couldn't get into it, so I think we're gonna DNF. Girls of Paper and Fire, similarly, I read the first one, liked it enough, okay to stop there. Snow Like Ashes, a super template YA. Read the first one, happy to stop there. Stranger Dreamer, actually finished series, whoop whoop. Saga, I'm up to date, so that's also not quite finished, but it's up to date. Lock and Key, finished series, good job me. Renegades, very similarly, read the first one, happy to leave it there. Honestly, could not tell you what happened. Tell you the premise somewhat, but I could not tell you what happened. The Mistborn saga absolutely stays here. Big fan. Have read the first 3, like the first era, but I need to continue with that. And it's gonna be 10 books, I think, in total. So long way, long way. The Gilded Wolves, I was not a big fan. I'm sorry, I was just not. There were quite a few things I think I didn't like about that one, and very happy to leave behind. Caraval is a difficult one. I actually enjoyed the first one way more than I thought I would, then really kind of disliked the second one, which is an unpopular opinion. I know people love the second one more. I just really enjoyed the ending of the first one, and I don't know if I should try and finish it. I kind of thought that I will DNF it. I think I'm gonna DNF it. I'll try her other books instead. And Ember in the Ashes is also hard. I was so into it when I read the first one, and it wasn't even that long ago. It was obviously like a couple of years now, but it wasn't like, you know, at the very beginning of my journey, and I still really loved it. And I then tried to get into the second one, but it was in the kind of shitty time of my life, so I never really got into it, and now I just don't know. I don't know where I am. I'm gonna leave it as, you know, not DNF'd yet. What we will DNF is Monstrous. I have read 3. I just don't understand what's happening. And I think that's a fairly common criticism. It's not just me. I don't know what's happening. It's very convoluted, it's very confusing, but the artwork, the reason why I read the 3 that I did read was the artwork is literally like the most amazing thing I've ever seen. But I think I'm okay here. If I want to see the pictures, I'll just flip through it again. I hear the Sunspot, very much intend on continuing, super adorable. Wayward Children, goodbye. Not in this house. That's a no from me. Forgery of Magic, again, I read the first one, was okay. I don't need to read more. The Beholder, very much the same. It was fun, but, you know. The Nevernight is super hard. I only have 1 left, and I feel like the other ones took so much effort to read because of the writing style. But realistically, will I ever? I don't think so. We're gonna DNF it, at least for now. Spellslinger might actually surprise some people, but I do actually want to reread the first one and give it another shot, because I do feel like I should have liked it, and I might have not liked it because of the audiobook. So I want to give it another go with my eyeballs and see how I feel about that. So I'm not gonna DNF it, I'm actually gonna probably try it again, but not before I finish Greatcoat. So this is a long project and not for me to worry about now, but it's not a DNF either. Rise of Kyoshi, intend on continuing. Serpent and Dove, intend on DNFing. I'm okay with the first one, honestly. I'm fine. Finished Descender and also the Folk of the Air trilogy, so that's something that we don't need to worry about. Lady Mechanica, I did attempt. And I actually still have another issue, which is fine because I think Logan will read that volume, but again, steampunk, hard. It's hard for me. Dragon Society, I read 2. I think there's a third one, but I'm okay. I think I got what I wanted from it. I really liked the first one. It was very cute. The second one, I don't know. I do want to give it another go because I did really enjoy the first half of the first one. So I kind of want to try it again. The Last Witch, which is The Witcher. I'm okay to let it go. I was so excited to read it and try it because I'm a big fan of the games. Didn't quite do the same thing. Skyward, absolutely continuing. Fence, I'm okay to leave behind. It's like a comic series about fencing and there were some very weird lines in there. Cursebreaker, hard. I actually think I accidentally, but semi-not accidentally, DNF'd it in the middle of the last book. I don't know if I will realistically get back to it, but I think I should. So I'm gonna leave it as a non-DNF for now. Check Please, happy to DNF. It was cute, but again, I'm happy to just have the first one read. Binti, same. Apart from the cute, it wasn't cute. It was kind of like sad. The Devabad trilogy do want to continue at some point. Excellence, I'm also happy to leave behind. Great Cities, I didn't know there's gonna be a second one. I'm also happy to leave that behind. I want to read some of her other books before I read anything on this series, so I'm happy to leave that behind. Giant Days I forgot about. I genuinely forgot about. I definitely want to continue. It's such a like a feel-good slice of life, very easy to read thing, but I just need to remember that exists. I don't have them physically, so I think that's why I keep forgetting. Kingdom of Souls is a no thank you for me. Murderbot series, that's another one I want to restart and try it again because I should like it. I don't know why I didn't. I didn't dislike it, I just should like it more. So we're gonna try and fix that. Poppy War, do intend on finishing it. I only read the first one, I really enjoyed it. But again, I enjoyed the first half more than the second half, so I think that's what kind of made me not reach out for the next ones as soon. Ascender, this is hard because I so love Ascender, but Ascender is just kind of not hitting the same. I don't know. I'm not giving up on it though yet. I am not giving up on it. I am giving up on Nevermore, the book everyone said that I would love, and I then continued to disappoint everyone. Just how I normally do. The Broken Earth will definitely finish. I actually already started it, but then had to like swap to something else. Rat Queens will continue. It's good fun. The Blood of Stars, I'm very happy to leave with the first book. I do want to maybe try some other series by the author, but I'm very happy to leave this one after the first one. The whole seamstress line is just, I'm kind of tired of the seamstress to a prince storyline. I'm okay. Invisible Kingdom is a comic that I do want to continue. I just forgot. I keep forgetting things. But I definitely want to, and I had no idea that there's already so many out. So definitely something to look forward to. The Locked Tomb is a hard one because the first one slightly pissed me off. But I do kind of want to experience the whole thing. I maybe will wait for everything to be out. I do think I will continue. The Brown Sisters, a great romance series that I have finished. Heartstopper, I will continue. Not a super like high on the list, but I will. Thursday Murder Club, I think not. I think I'm okay with the first one. It was supposed to be, I think it missed the mark a tiny bit for me, but I was very excited for it because I obviously liked The Man Called Uva, and then didn't do the same. I'm happy to leave that one behind. The Bone season, I do want to continue, I just don't know when. It's a big commitment and I don't know when. Gentleman Bastards, absolutely. I'm very excited for the second one. I had such a good time with the first one. Same with Great Coast. This one is just one of those that I don't have physically and I keep forgetting because it's on my Kindle and I don't check it enough. The Farseer trilogy, yes. Soon? Probably not, but yes. The Bloodsworn series is also a bit tricky, but I'm tempted to DNF it. The ending did pique my interest quite a bit, but I just don't see myself reaching for it that much. Oh man, I'm brutal in this one. The Celestial Kingdom duology? Sorry, no. Elantris, yes. I have no idea when it's actually gonna be continued. It's such a... I feel like it's been released for a long while now, and it's not like Sanderson to not continue the series that like swiftly after, but here we go. When there will be something else for it, I will read it. Lore Olympus, yes, also, but after the initial craze about it and just like binging it all, I calmed down. So now I'm not as like intrigued, but I will still continue it. Stormlight. The whole year is dedicated to Stormlight, baby, so we definitely gonna continue that. The Atlas series, also yes, definitely want to get to that this year, if not even this month. The Inheritance games, however, I just don't. Maybe, but I keep hearing that the first one was the most fun out of them, and I feel like I already experienced that. I don't know if I loved it as much as everyone else did. So this possibly could be a DNF. I'm gonna mark it as DNF. It seems very low on the priority list. And then we have Die Comics, which I have finished. Wayfarer, which I'm afraid to finish because what do I do with my life then? I always had Wayfarers going, you know, slowly but surely, but now I'm just like, what's next after that? I don't know, but I do want to finish it this year. There's zero chance of me DNFing this. Thought of the Pirate King. That was a hard one because it's a duology. I kind of feel like I could finish it, but realistically I probably will not, so we're gonna mark it as a DNF. Cemetery Boys, I had no idea there's even gonna be a sequel to. I'll see what this is about, so I'm not gonna DNF it yet because it's not out yet. Raybearer, very excited to continue, but at the same time I hate how they ended it, but I will continue at some point. Which graphic novels will continue? The Drowning Empire, despite me being disappointed with the second one, I do think I will try the third one because I do like some of the characters so much. And I hope that the second book was just a middle book syndrome and we're gonna like go out with a bang, you know? Good Girl's Guide to Murder, finished, loved it. Red Rising will continue. Finish the main trilogy, I just need to go into the next stage of the series. We have the Carls, which I did finish, really loved it. And last, but actually not last because there is another one, but let's just say that this is complete. The Very Secret Society of Regular Witches. I do know that there's gonna be more. Don't know how many or when, but whenever that's out, I will continue. So, after the big plurge, we have 49 ongoing series, 16 finished, and 53 DNF'd. And I feel like that's good. That's good. Wow, I've DNF'd more series than I am continuing with. I'm glad with that result. Let me know if there's any of the remaining ones that you think I should DNF and any of the DNF'd ones that maybe I should reconsider. I would love to know. Let me know what your statistics are looking, if you did make this spreadsheet page or just counted somewhere else. I would love to know. I am on the crazy side or just kind of like tame side of the series amount. Hope this was somewhat interesting. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!